Good evening, Bobcats fans, and welcome again to another Coach's Corner. Tonight with us, we have Coach Jamie Riggs and Coach Johnny Woods. Well, Coach Riggs, she's another Tuesday night, and Friday night, we keep talking about each week that we make a few mistakes, and we had her down to the 3-yard line twice. We jumped offside one time, fumbled one time, and then we gave up a couple of big plays to Pike County, and I really believe if we took the first ball in on the first drive we had, that it could have been a different ball game.
Well, it could have, Randy, possibly, but we didn't do it. And, it's another Tuesday night. We're sitting here talking about another loss, and we got to do something about that in a hurry. But, we, again, looking back at what we did Friday night, we improved in doing some things, but we're not doing the things that you got to do to win. We're not protecting the football like we should, and we're having some crucial penalties at times, and we're not near as consistent as we need to be on either side of the ball. We're still allowing some big plays on defense and too many mistakes on offense. And we're obviously not doing a good job of those things right now, but we will.
Well, that's what you told me today at lunch. We were talking about it and said that you made one statement, that kind of, I said, well, Coach, we made mistakes again. You said, yeah, we made mistakes, but we got to overcome them. And that's something that makes a lot of sense. You got to overcome them, but we still got to cut down on them some.
Well, we do, and we will. And tell you, I love our players, and they're working to try to dig themselves out of this hole that we've been in. And I don't know when it's going to be or how it's going to happen or whatever, but sooner or later we're going to get out of it.
Well, I agree with you. And, I sit back and I've watched 3 football games now, and every week you can't take anything away from the effort. The effort of the kids, they're getting after each other or each team. And Friday night, we just got the ball. That first drive, you couldn't see a better drive. We make 10 yards, 15 yards, 20 yards, and throw the ball right on down to the 3-yard line, and then we get that one mistake, jump offside, and then we have to go outside or make a different game plan than we had, and instead of taking it straight at them, and then we lose a few yardage, and it takes a field goal or a touchdown away from us.
Well, Randy, too, and also we played this year in the first 3 ball games very poor on the goal line, both offensively and defensively, and that's where games are won and lost generally is on the goal line. We can't do that. We've got to play a lot better on the goal line, and again, I guess that's more my fault than it is anything else, but I'm going to do my job. We're going to take care of that.
Well, I agree with Coach Aiden. You talk about breaks, and, you say got to have a little luck, and everybody has to have a little luck. You have to have breaks, but it seems like everything's going against the Bobcats this year, and I think that's got to change.
Well, it does, but to get it to change, you got to make your own luck, I think. You got to be the one maybe that turn around to give you the first lift, and that's what we're trying to do this week. And we're trying to get some of our guys to make the difference, maybe be the one to make the, be the one to make the difference. And we need to develop right now in a hurry some more of our guys being leaders and that kind of thing. And if we do, then we'll turn that thing around. We'll be the one to make our own luck. And then when we do, I think you'll see things roll around. But yeah, I've coached football 10 years, and most of the years I've been around, it's evened out sooner or later. And so there's some evening out left to be done before the year gets over, I think.
Hey, definitely, we got some evening out going this year. But I tell you, I keep saying, like we said each Tuesday night here, we've got a good football team. We've got some good football players, and I really and truly believe things going to come together. And as you said tonight when you walked in, you told me that we had a good practice. Said you had a long one today, but said we got something accomplished, and things are looking up.
Well, they better, because we got our hands full.
Well, we sure have. We got a big game coming up this week with the Elba Tigers, and let's go into the Pike County game now into first quarter, and we had some really good points in it, so we'll find out after this first commercial. Well, Coach Riggs, we're getting started here in the first quarter, and I would like to say something about Mike Russell. He did a little bit of work last week for a change. Early first 3 ball games, he didn't have very much pregame deal. It was all last year, but he finally got up and did a little bit of work for a change, and we really appreciate him having it up to date in this year's ball games.
Well, it looked real good, and I kind of like that.
Well, he's back there smiling about it because he knew that he had to do a little different work or somebody was going to get on to him.
So our captains right there for the ball game were Brad Cassidy and Merrill Culverhouse. Brad had a good ball game week 4 against Troy and started defensive end for us. And Merrill Culverhouse was our tight end, and Merrill made some big blocks for us, particularly in the second half against Troy. And I like that. That looks good right there. I always see him from behind over there. I don't ever get to see what's written on front of it over there.
That's some working with cheerleaders in the pep squad again, and they do a mighty good job, Coach.
Well, that's a courageous bunch down there because it was raining about down through here, and it rained all night long. And I'm always scared somebody's going to trip and fall coming through that thing. But
is that why you go around outside?
That's why I go around the outside. Now, the field was in real good condition, and glad it was in good shape as it was, but with the weather like it was, you knew sooner or later if it kept raining and all, it was going to get wetter and slipperier. But the field held up pretty well. I was looking at it last night and thought it held up real well, but it just looked beautiful.
It sure did. They do a mighty good job with the field.
We kick off here, open ball game, and get that thing down there. We get kind of hot. We've been wanting to get down there, back them up kind of deep, and we got a little seam up in there. And lucky we had, I can't really see who that is on the tackle there, but that's Coach Woods. You can see that? My eyes not that good. We start out here and they turn around. First play is a big play. It looked like
John Donaldson.
Yeah, I believe that's Big John on that play, making the first play of the ball game there behind line of scrimmage. Got us off to a good start.
Mike Russell bringing the TV up where we can see it now.
Well, if you buy a big screen, we can see it a little bit. Oh, that's a good one right there. Nice play. I believe that's Chad White, wasn't it? Coming through on the stunt. We had two big plays there to start the football game off. You can see we're attacking a little more on defense, and we're getting after them. They come in and run that pass that they had hurt us on so much before, and we got the halfback out there on and rolled up over there, and they just couldn't quite make the play. So it's 3 downs, they punt. And that's what we want to do, particularly in a ball game like this where it's so wet and it's raining and everything. Field position becomes real important. We were hoping we could kind of rush them and back them up, and we do. And we don't get the catch here, but we get the ball and end up on about the 41-yard line, about the 40-yard line. And so gradually as the time worked until we came up here and made a mistake through the pass interception, we had worked field position on them. And that's what you want to do in a ball game like this.
Started out hitting them real hard till they knew you was here.
Well, we did. That's Reggie Hightower ripping up in there. That's a good run. He's running over there behind Chad White and Stephen Fuchs and David Kirkland. Some good blocking over there, and come first play down there and rip off about a 25-yard run and come back right here and hand the ball to Malcolm Brunage on a little dive play and get another good gain there for about 5 or 6 yards. That's directing traffic there, trying to get everybody lined up right. But right now we're doing some things right. We're on a little trap up in here and it busts up in there, and that's Malcolm Brunage running a trap, and all of a sudden we're down on about the 7 or 8 yard line, and we got a little enthusiasm going on out there. I tell you, enthusiasm is really important, and it's particularly important when things are going bad. Things are not going good, and we're working real hard this week trying to improve our enthusiasm. That's a good little hole to run up in there. And
Lightning broke in.
Yeah, that's Merrill run over there behind Dubose Culver House and Davey Kirkland making a block over there.
Second and goal from the 3.
We're down on the 3. We make a mistake here. We have a motion penalty, and those kind of things really hurt you down here, particularly on the goal line, because instead of being second down, it's still second down, but instead of being on the 3-yard line, you're back here on the 8. But those mistakes are going to happen, but they're not going to happen very much if we're going to win very many football games. Run a little pass out here, we don't have anybody open. Our protection breaks down a little, and now all of a sudden, we're back here in a situation where we're way back here on about the 16-yard line, and we come back here and we miss a stunt, we pitch a ball, and they get on it. Instead of here we're second and goal on the 3, and all of a sudden they got the ball back here inside the 20. Those kind of things can't happen on the goal line. We got to have the ability to turn around, hand a football off, and score down there. And we have a ways to go as far as that goes. They come back here and throw that little pass again, and it's incomplete, out of bounds over there. That's Judd Booth over there defending.
Coach, it looked like their game plan Friday night, they thought they had to throw the ball like that first series.
Well, they came out to throw it some, and they come here and run a little quick play. Ooh, that was a nice play down in there. That's looked like Chad White and John Donaldson in on the play there. John made several plays. John is getting a little better each week with a little more experience. He's still, technique-wise, he still needs to make some improvements on Spain, but he's playing hard, and as long as you play hard, then he's going to continue to improve and be a good football player. That's the important thing. That's Reggie Hightower over there making that play on the corner, on a little quick pass to the side there, and so we force them to punt. It's real nice. You know, we come here in the first two series, we make them punt. They get a low kickoff there, and we don't get the not able to field it, and so down we backed us up there to about the 34-yard line. But you know, we feel like again we need to move football. We said last week we thought we could move football on them, and we continue to do that. But our problem is we seem to be having one or two people breaking down. They make a mistake here and get us a penalty. We'll have 8 or 9 doing their job. We'll have 1 or 2 breaking down, and that, you know, you just don't get the job done that way. So we need a little more team concept, and if we do that, there's a good little gain out by Malcolm Bruni, about 3 or 4 yards. If we'll do that, then I think we have a chance to.
This is a sport too, Coach, where one fella breaks down, it can hurt the whole team.
Well, that's why football's such a great game. It is a team game, and it has. That's ripping up inside there behind Stephen Fuchs, and I believe that's Matt Blair and David Kirkland up in there. But that's a good thing. There's so many. When you got 11 people on the field, then you really, really have to have everybody doing their job. One person breaking down can cause us problems there. You see we had a problem there. Those kind of things shouldn't be happening now by the 3rd ball game of the year. But that's one thing I like about football, I think makes such a great game. We come back here and run a quick pitch and don't get about a yard gain out of it, bounce it in, cut it up inside there, and instead of running football outside. But again, those are mistakes that we making that we shouldn't be making anymore, and I don't think we'll be making those mistakes anymore. We had a timeout called there, and we come here, and I believe this is a 3rd down play, and we need to get something going here, and we miss a block down inside there, and gets penetration up on our play, and so we end up having to punt the football. We got John Donaldson snapping and Les Sanders punting. And they mishandled the punt. And he tries to make a run out of it. We need to break down there. We hustling down, but we're not breaking ourselves down quite like we need to be. But so they have the ball here, 1st and 10 on about the 30-yard line. We need to, we need a big play here somewhere. Need somebody to kind of trying to get them backed up here. Maybe we'll get a fumble or something because the rain's still coming down. And it's important to get on the board first. They run they're like a little old dive or trap up inside there and make about 2 yards. So they have 2nd and 8. One thing we felt like we needed to do the other night was we missed a tackle there. I believe that's Sonny Messer coming back and make tackle. Sonny's playing strong safety for us, and I believe that ends the 1st quarter. And with a score 0-0, I reckon we just don't go on.
So we're in the 2nd quarter now.
We're in the 2nd quarter. Throw a pass incomplete over out of bounds. My mama told me about being asleep at the wheel one time. You know what I'm talking about? And it's like everything's a standstill right now. The officials are standing there, and Mike has to get his signal straight over here. Throw a little slant in pass, complete it, but real good lick there by Johnny Leonard. We're breaking to the ball good. We're just not quite getting there in time to make the play. But as long as they're going hard, we can work with that. We can continue to improve. But if you're not going to go hard and play hard, then those things cause problems. We overrun the quarterback there. And real good tackle by Johnny Leonard. That's where I like to see him lock them up. You don't miss them when you lock them up like that.
Sure did. It made a real good tackle.
That was an excellent play by Johnny. They have ball on the right hash mark here.
I believe that's their first down, too.
Yeah, I believe it was. They come here and run a little dive play and strip the football and fumble it. And Judd Booth comes up with a recovery there, and I'm glad to see Judd excited about it.
I think Judd had 3 fumble recoveries Friday night, didn't he?
Well, I'll tell you something. When that little bunch snaps that ball over there, Judd's going to be around. Little dive play. We don't make the block on the down man inside. Got to develop a little more consistency doing that. We started Friday night with Stephen Fuchs at center, David Kirkland at guard, Chad White and Matt Blair playing one guard. Excellent fake up inside by Reggie Hightower. Good option play to the outside. Jamie Dubois started at one tackle, and Merrill Colorado at tight end. John Donaldson at one tackle over there. Started Judd Booth and William McTeer at wing back. Both of them playing there. Johnny Learns our split in. Let's stay back up in there where all them, I'd stay back up in there where all them big hogs are up in there. If they move their feet a little better, Les might be able to stay up under them a little bit better there.
Had another drive going here. This second drive, good drive we had going.
Reggie Hightower started at halfback for us, and Malcolm Brunage at the other running back. We tried to run a little trap up in here, and we missed the block on the down man there, missed the trap block. And every guy did a good job of reacting to it. So, we're in field position down here. We need to move the thing on down where there's nothing other. At least maybe we can get to, again, try to run a little play up inside. We don't get to play, so we need to make a big play here. Try to get the ball down in where at least maybe we can get down close enough to try to kick the field goal. But we come back here and we make a mistake here. And we drop back, throw the ball, we kind of pump it, and we didn't get enough zip on it, and they pick it off. And we just don't quite get there. And I'll tell you, that's certainly not something we wanted to happen. That's certainly not something that young man threw the ball wanted to happen. But I'll tell you this, he's a tremendous young man. He's done a lot of good things for us, and he's going to do a whole lot of good things for us before the year gets through. And I can't think of anybody I'd rather have playing quarterback for me than that young man. He's going to be a good one. And they snap ball, kick the extra point here, so we're behind 7-0, but we've moved the football on them, but we need to get the thing back and get something going. They kicked the ball off, kicked kind of short there, and a good job by Stan Gooden of getting up in there. And I tell you, when Stan receives that thing on the kickoff, now he don't go down too easy. He always got his legs turning in there, and usually when he runs it up in there, you see a whole pile move.
That's right. He runs hard towards the other goal.
We're going to try to start getting Stan a little bit more work offensively and get him ready to go some. And we come back here and kind of a dangerous pitch there. We pitch the ball out to Malcolm Brundage. He makes a good run. We got called for a clip by a receiver there. It's kind of one of those things kind of.
A tough call.
Well, it was. It's one of those things that was real close, and the official saw it as that, so we have to accept it and go on.
That's right. We had from the press box, it kind of looked like we just leaned up against them, not really a hard block.
Well, it's one of those things that, you can't do anything about it. You might want to worry about it. We just got to overcome. We come back there and get a good gain on first down. Had some good blocking outside. And Stephen Fuchs did a good job staying with his man that time and giving us a chance to cut back and make something happen. We run up inside there, and their down man there, or their end rather, comes back and makes a play. We got to stay with our block up in there. And so I believe it's a third down play. It's possession down. We need to get something going here and get something on the board. Come back, run a little counter play up in here. And we missed one block up in there and causes us to not make the play. So it's fourth down. We've got a punt, but on the good side, we're down here near midfield, and we feel like if we get a good punt and a good cover, that we ought to be able to back them up some. And maybe they'll make a mistake for us down there. It's a good snap. We bunt the ball and do a good job of keeping it over here on the hash mark, and they fumble it. We do get them backed up. So good job punting and covering that time. We'll get them backed up. And we need a big play right here to make something happen. We're glad to finally get it home. I tell you, it's not a pleasing thing to have to play you two first ball games on the road. And they come back, run a little pitch play out to Coleman, their tailback. And he picks up a gain there. We've got to get a few more people running to the football. And you get a guy that elusive and all that breaks many long runs, you got to get a lot of people to the ball so that, like we told our guys today, if everybody takes one shot at him, it's 11 folks. But if we run and getting up and run to the football, sometimes you get two shots at him. You might miss him the first time. Right. Sometimes now he's got to miss 16 or 17 instead of just 11, to score. So that's kind of what we're trying to do. a little bit on defense, trying to get in. Our guys, they need to hustle the football a little bit more. They come up and make first down, so they got 1st and 10 there. And looks like on about the 30-yard line. We started David Kirkland, John Donaldson, and Merrill Culverhouse at the lineman Friday night. And a little pick play outside. Chad White chasing the ball down there. Judd Booth and Chad White started linebackers for us. Chad's first ball game of the year. Come back from his injury. Gary Harrell and Brad Cassidy started at the defensive ends for us. That's a good play by William McTeer over there, just getting a little bit too much yards. You got to get up there a little bit quicker. Johnny Leonard over there also. Brad Gooden also played a lot for us at defensive end the other night. In the secondary, we got several people that play. Sonny Messler started strong safety for us, making play. And we also started Malcolm Brundage and Reggie Hightower and back there. And Johnny Leonard's done a good bit of playing for us back there Friday night. Did a good job for us. So those are primarily the guys we've been trying to get to work over there. And good job attacking there and forces a fumble. And there comes Judd again with the ball.
Yeah, old Judd got him 2 now. He'll get another one after 12
I know it. Judd got to cover more fumbles Friday night than I did the whole time I played, I think. So we need to get something going, try to get something on the board at halftime. Rain's still falling. And try to throw a little pass there, and there's nothing open. Les runs the ball and gets back to the line of scrimmage, so we got a 2nd down play. And not a whole lot of time left in the half here. We need to bust one. I keep saying that every week. We just ain't quite got it done. We need a big play, one of those 60, 70, 80-yard runs like happens sometime. We come back and run a little track play, get a good game about 7, 8 yards. Also, I see Lance Lindsay in the ball game. Lance and Jody Adams and John Donaldson and Jamie Dubos all played tackle for us Friday night. And we're trying to know the miscue there. We're trying to find out who wants to play up there. In our tackle spots, we got several guys we think have the ability to play. We're trying to find out who's going to do the best job. And I guess it's like most jobs that you work at, you know, the folks that do the best job are going to be the one that they're going to get the rewards. And
somebody's got to step forward, hasn't
well, that's the kind of thing that we're looking for right now. And we hope that we won't run by them, man. We hope that somebody will step forward and, you know, take a hold of the job. But, you know, we always looking for folks that can play, and some of our younger players that show that they have the ability to play on Friday night. We're gonna get them out there and get them in the ball game. That's what it's all about. And they'll hit and hustle, and we feel like that we can put them in the ball game on Friday night. We're gonna get them there. So they come back here throwing footballs near the end of the half. And they throw one out there and complete it, and then drop it, and we recover it. And I think that was the end of the half, and I don't believe he knew whether that was a completion or incompletion or what it was. Go out there and line up and do the same. You know, I can't imagine getting that many people to do so.
All right, Coach, here we go. Going to the 2nd half now. And I want Coach Wood to come in a little bit this half.
Well, I'll just let Coach Wood have it then.
Wait a minute, you're going to help me out. My eyesight's not too good to see some of these numbers.
We got the ball 1st down on the 30-yard line.
Got pretty good field position. We are. Daylight, and we still, Coach, you're going to help me with play and all. Undoubtedly, we didn't block the stunt again. We had some offensive line play. You know, we got some kids that can really block people. We just got to get our assignments down and start getting after people, and we're going to move the ball, you know, on most people that we play. We come out here and run a little power trap type thing back to the wing side and get good yardage out of it.
Reggie Hightower making the 1st down.
Yeah, he's, you know, most people know Reggie now. He's kind of got a name for himself. You know, he's a little 9th grade back that we brought up in August, and he is one heck of a football player. We make a miscue here, and you know, some things that we've been doing in the first 3 ball games that's got us in trouble. But we lucky enough, you know, we got back on it, but we have got to hold on to football.
I believe that
Coach,
was that Judd Booth on that one again, or was it later on? Later on, okay.
We come out and run a veer, and Les does a good job. You know, I think he's veer back or him could have got the 3 or 4 yard, 5 yard gain. I know Coach Grimes jumps up and down every time going back to last play. He sees that ball laid on the ground, and believe me that they work on that. We run a veer again, and he reads the end, you know, stepping out. He steps back up in there, but we got a little linebacker pursuit in there that we didn't cut off. It comes up and makes a play. But we, you know, we come out here and we done up midfield, 50-yard line. You know, moving the ball again, getting a little fire in our eyes again. But they, you know, we come up on the 4th down or 3rd down play and we don't get it, so we have to punt to them again.
About a yard or two short.
Coverage is good. You know, we got a good roll, and we here, you know, backing them up, and I believe the ball's going to be down about the 10-yard line, and we, you know, got excellent field position starting second half.
Well, with it raining too, that's what you know, you want to back them up, hope maybe you can hold them, get the football back in good shape again, or maybe they'll make a mistake down here. And, you know, they just didn't give us anything much before they fumbled the football. That's a good play, looked like David Kirkland, you know, on that one. They fumbled a football down there some fourth, but they didn't fumble down here when we had them tight down on the goal line like you would hope they would do sometimes.
That's good penetration that first and second play here. Just real good defense.
We had folks flying around the football then. We just, you know, we just went by it. We had defensive end and somebody else flew right by it. We still, you know, got them for yard gains. It's 3rd, and, you know, we got them backed up. We need to come up with a big play. We bounce it outside, bam, bam. You know, we got 2 or 3 folks around the football. There's Malcolm Brundage coming up making a good hit, and there's Chad White, and they're scraping across, Judd Booth. So we got people around the football.
That was 3 big plays there and 3 good licks, too, by the defense.
Yeah, we, you know, hold them start the second half. We force them in a punt. They get a good snap. We get close to it, but we don't quite get it. But we force them to have a bad punt, and we got field position, you know, exchange, and we got it on about the 42-yard line. We come out and run the veer gun. Les does a good job stepping up inside. The defensive end going to, or outside linebacker going to pitch. And defensive end took dive fake, so he stepped in there and got us 3 or 4.
That's a second down now. And we jump again.
Yeah, you know, we just, you know, offensive line has just got to be disciplined enough to know the count. You know, we know the count, they don't, so that ought to give us an advantage of getting off the football on offense. Come back and run a little cross power again. Reggie's going north and south. You know, he's going toward that goal line.
That's about a couple yards. Be third about 2. Or it looks like 1.5.
You see the official putting a towel over the ball every time. You know, it's raining right now. And it's tough down here trying to handle the football, and as slippery as it is, and we trying to go in, and we run, you know, this little dive play, and they're trying to get the first down. I'm not sure. I believe he gets it, doesn't he?
Oh, it's 4th down about a half a yard.
4.5 yards. We'll cut our splits down a little bit, try to get the first down. And, you know, we get the first down with no problem. And, you know, we going on, you know, heading toward the goal line. We on about the 28-yard line.
And we Brundage picked up that first.
We blocking people and running the football and do a good job. I believe we got Gary Harrell in over here at wing back now. Run a little power set again, get 3 or 4 yards out of it. 5 yards.
Reggie Hightower.
Reggie, I believe, had his biggest game against Pike County. I believe he had close to 75 yards rushing on about 8 carries.
Second down on about the 25.
We missed Q there a little bit. I believe my receivers, I got the receivers too.
I noticed that.
I noticed my little 25 missed his stalk block over there. Even though the play was going the other way, you know, we got to make every block, every play, because we don't know what's going to happen on a football field.
So we missed the handoff last time, and
we come in here and had to bounce it outside. You know, still get a little bit of gain out of it. Here, and we also got a face mask call, I believe, on that. So it gives us. We're on a 12-yard line.
First down.
We come out first play and run a little lead play in there. Malcolm does a good job. All but one thing is holding on to the football. But the official ruled that he was down before he lost control of the football. So we're on the 5-yard line. Second and go. We need some kids to bow their necks down on the 5-yard line, block some people, and knock them off the football. So we got a little penetration there, and that forced us to make a bad pitch. And we on the 5-yard line.
This one Judd came up with then, I believe,
yeah,
right?
He's at the bottom of the pile.
All right. So now it's 3rd down and goal, and so we're going other end of the field. That'll be a starting of the 4th quarter now.
You near about to see the rain on the rain falling on the tape. Now it's coming down pretty good.
And then we hit in there. I believe it's Malcolm diving in, so it's gonna make it 4th down.
We lose the handle to the football again too, but we get it back.
All right, Coach Wood, we back here now. I believe it's 4th down in the 4th quarter.
4th down, the 4th quarter. Run an option, miss the stalk block out there. Really, we locked onto him pretty good, but we forced him inside, but we just didn't quite get on the corner. It's a big play. It's kind of a letdown for us, but our defense needs to understand, we got them balled up down here. We make a big play, we get the football right back.
Yeah,
we can't let, not scoring mess us up as far as our ability to get after people. Back on defense, got them balled up. They run a little power in there and busted up in there. We miss a tackle. We holding on, but we just cannot. You can get out running the secondary by not having the ability to run somebody down with speed, but you can't. You got to grab cloth or do something to get these guys on the ground. Make a big play here. We got them balled up down here inside the 15-yard line.
I think, Stephen Curry, I think, Randy, that we've been talking about getting better, this, that, and so forth. I think we obviously improved on defense, but still a lot of little things we got to do. We got to improve our technique of doing things. We've got to be more consistent. We got to do a better job of tackling. But as the year goes on, you should improve at those things. And if you do, then, it boils down to hoping that you have a good football team towards the end of the year when you get down there and play those last 2 or 3 ball games, because those things usually determine who's going to the playoffs, and then you usually have some big rivalries down there towards the end, and they make a real good play there on a quick pitch. But, if you improve every week, then you give yourself a chance to do those things, and we hope that that's what our football team's going to do, continue to improve each week. If we do, sooner or later, we're going to get that first W on the board.
Right in the head there.
Yeah. Try to throw a little dump pass there, past our tight ends, incomplete. So, really, you're not in a situation where we want to punt, but we had to.
Coach, we play them up in Pike County the first of the year, and their 2 running backs, number 34 and number 5. I don't know how many total yards they had, but I'm about to get a quick one that watch them go up and down the field that first ball game. But the number 5 and number 34 Friday night together had a combined of 21 yards rushing.
That's good defense. And as Mike Russell, you see him get a shot of that rain. That's good camera work by the TV6 crew.
I think you can see just looking at the field still looks in really good shape. It's been raining. It started raining, I don't know what time, 4:30, 5 o'clock, and kept on raining and rained the whole time. And so I think that's a compliment to Donnie and the folks who work on the field all the time. What a great job they've done of it. But, this situation, we're about the middle way of the 4th quarter now. We're only 7 points behind. We need to get the dead gun football and get it back. We just missed tackle. He's just running over us. And that Sonny Messer gets him down right there in Reggie Hightower. So we, the key is to get him on the ground, but we can't give up that much yardage one time. We need a big play and the fumble get us the ball back. And so, as I say, we're only 7 points behind. We just need one big play to get us the ball and make a big play on offense. We can tie the football game up.
We just had a miscommunication secondary, and we got our corners on the wrong side, which they completed a little power pass that they hurt us with the first ball game of the year. That's one thing about this football team, Coach. We've got a chance to get better. All these little things and stuff that we're doing wrong right now, we start ironing some of these things out, and our football team's going to be a lot better.
Well, we hope so. That's what you've got to do. You've got to do that and take that attitude about it and try to get better. We'd like to You know, we'd like to have had 3 wins through here if we were getting better, but we don't. But we still have an opportunity to do some awfully good things.
I was glad to see Coach. You know, I glance over my shoulder every now and then. You know, it's terrible weather, and we got a lot of supporters. You know, we're 0-3, and it's raining, and we got people in the stand.
Well, we do, and he just missed a tackle there, and he gets in the end zone. But you know, our folks have hung in here with us, and I hope they'll hang in there a little bit longer because sooner or later there's going to be some good things happen to this football team. And, you know, I think that one thing you want to do, they run a little trick 'em play here and get the ball in the end zone. I think they were in motion. One of the things you want to do is when you get through your football season, whether you play 10 games or whether you play in the playoffs and get beat, or you play in the playoffs and win the whole thing, you know, what you would like to do at the end of the season is feel good about your football season. And right now, you know, we hadn't won a game. We don't feel good about what we've done, but we have an opportunity before the year gets over to feel good about our football team. And that's what we're working towards. And I tell you, that's not a bad job blocking there, and that's good, tough running there. He got himself hit, but I tell you, little old Pete will rip that thing up in there. That's what you want him to do.
You want him to have courage like that to ram it up in there, and I guarantee you he hopped up and had a smile on his face coming off the field.
He ran it hard, too, I tell you.
And again, that's a mistake we can't make, and I don't think we'll be making those anymore. Certainly, we'll be doing a lot better job of some things as time goes on. And if we want to win some ball games, we've got to do that. But we have a chance to feel good about our football team before the year gets over. And this has been a frustrating 3 weeks, but sometime sooner or later, the frustration is going to end, and we're going to get down to the business of winning football games.
Coach, that's why you can respect and, you know, like you say, just love these kids to death, because we're 0-3, but we got some super kids out there that are working hard and that we're trying to get better. You know, we got some kids, just like on defense, we start about 7 people that's never been on the football field on the defensive side, and they're getting a little bit better, and they're still working hard.
Well, that's right, and, you know, one thing that I've always enjoyed as coaching is watching a player who's awful the first game get a little better every week, and, you know, by the end of the year, he's an awfully good football player. And you know, those are the kind of things that you want to see. And we're getting that. We got some guys getting better every week. And we've got to have a little more enthusiasm, play a little bit more together as a team, and care a little bit more about each other. And when we do, and we get better at blocking and tackling and covering up the ball and running our offense and our defense, then we're going to have an opportunity to do some good things. And that's what it's all about. I think they've got some of their younger guys in there, and we put some of ours in there and let them get a little of the action there. And it was like Scott Parker coming
up on the corner.
Like I see Tony Kirkland in there at defensive tackle. Chris Henderson's in there. And nose guard, we were trying to kind of have miscommunication here again. One time they lined up to punt and then changed their mind. And I think they go for it down here. And that ends the football game. And I think final score is 21-0. And I think the picture of that scoreboard is kind of topsy-turvy.
Network all of a sudden. But Coach Riggs, this is one big week. It's the Elba Oppball game, and through the years, it's probably close to the Opp and Luger game, but nothing can beat that rivalry, I know. But we've got a lot of people that's close to us from Elba, and a lot of them over here tonight watching the film and all. So it's going to be a big one. Last year was a big ball game. We're going to have a crowd Friday night as large as you'll probably see in Opp Stadium in a long time. The Elba folks will be here, I know, because they've lost one game to a powerful Ozark team, and Elba's got one of their stronger teams they've had in years. So, Coach, we've got to be ready for them, and I think the Bobcats know all this, and I think they'll be ready.
I think so too, Randy. Elba has an outstanding team. They got one of the best linemen that I've seen in a long time.
They sure have, and I know it's going to be a big one. Coach Wood, what about it to you? How big is it for you?
Well, like I
told our kids today, you know, it doesn't matter if we play elbow and horseshoes or checkers or dominoes or whatever. You know, we're going to get after one another. They're going to get after us, and we're going to get after them.
But I'm looking forward to it myself. I know it's going to be a big one. Any more comments before we go? No more comments, then we'll call it another night for Coach's Corner, and we'll see you next Tuesday night if nothing happens.